What is up, you guys? So, if you guys saw the thumbnail of my video, I'm just gonna get straight to the point. So, this guy we're talking about is Michael Duvall, and he is a teacher. Now, before I make my rant or say my rant in this video, let me just say I think good teachers, the actual good teachers, even college professors, from kindergarten teachers to college professors, I think they're very underappreciated. I think they're underpaid, and I think they should have the good teachers, the teachers that again make sure that their students are on the right path, getting the grades they need, even better, and to succeed. I think those teachers should have the highest level of respect, highest paid position, and the accolades they deserve. But that's not the case with this guy. This guy's name is Michael Duvall. He is a pre-K teacher. So I want you to keep that in mind. Pre-K teacher. He is at the youngest level of education, right? And he films very specific explicit content on his channel, on that particular channel. And here's the thing. Now, he made an apology video, which is absolutely abhorrent. It's very horrendous because well, let's see. He said that when he was at his workplace, but he wasn't clocked in, that's when he made his contact. Dude, that does not make it better. You are still at your workplace. You are still making that content where you are in very close proximity to children. Okay, not just any children. You're talking about 4, 5, 6 years old. Okay. On top of that, keep this in mind. He also said something about he had like his prior relationship, with his ex or something, and that's why he made him go back to his content. I don't know if that's maybe it is a factor. I don't know. I don't know how that could be a contributing factor, but that's not gonna, to me, it doesn't work on me. And then another one is that how he got paid, of course, if you're making that explicit content. But the thing is, people paid him for this specific content, which leads me to believe that the reason why he got paid so much, or at least a lump sum, is certain people that specifically wanted that content, which is very scary to me. See, that is grounds for I don't know if I could even sue. Maybe I can, or any potential lawsuit. But if I find out about that, there's going to be some lawsuit against the school and the teacher. And another thing is that, about something about, what is it? Like he filmed this content, not just on school grounds. Okay. We already established that, but he also filmed it in the teacher's bath, like bathrooms dedicated to teachers. And I'm like, that still does not help with your argument. It doesn't, because you, again, are still on school grounds, and you are filming explicit content where you're supposed to keep a certain level of professionalism. If I was a parent, and if I needed, if I was a parent, if I was searching for a school, the one of the bare minimum is to make sure that the teachers are qualified, the school is safe, and that the teachers have a certain level of certain level of professionalism. But here's the thing. Well, like, not no school is perfect, okay, and every school has its downside and everything. Of course, no school is perfect, but that those are the bare minimum for me, is to make sure the teachers are qualified, the school has the up to date information and equipment to make sure that my kids will have the best education possible, and again, the teachers are professional. If I find out you were filming content on school grounds near proximity, not just my child or children, but to other parents' children, like super dad is gonna come into play. Oh, here's another thing, is that this guy was saying that he was getting paid a lump sum again, and it's unfortunate. Teachers are underpaid, and I just looked it up. Actually, their teacher wage increased, but keep in mind you have to take into account inflation and what other things cost. So does it help? Maybe it did, but you have to take into account what other increase would due to inflation. I'll leave a screenshot on it on the video here too, if I can. But another thing that I find though is that I knew a college professor in my college. Her name was Professor Sanchez, Dusty Sanchez. Loved her. Great professor. She told me when I talked to her on the side a bit. What did you do as a teacher? Do supplementary income, if you don't mind me asking. She said, oh well, during the summer before she became a professor, she was a middle school teacher, and she said, oh, during the summer I took a local job. I was a waitress at a local restaurant. But okay, that's a respectful way to have additional income. I knew at Starbucks, at my local Starbucks, there was a teacher that worked on the weekends. Again, great. But to me, though, it's also unfortunate so that they have to take up a second job to supplement their income. And to me, is that if I was in charge of any political situation, if I had any political power or any kind of saying, I would make sure teachers increase their wage by a good amount. Okay, so it would first start off with increasing their base salary when they first start off first. That's what I would do. But then, depending on other factors, now there's internal factor and external. The internal will be making sure the students are in their seats learning. Okay, and then on top of that, making sure the students retain the information, so the basic stuff, and then making sure they pass to the next grade level. Okay, so there's that. The external factors like the parents, and that's a completely different conversation. But also, now the one thing I will say about school, and like I said, I respect teachers and I respect the education system. School is too rigid, at least here in America. I can't speak for Japan. I can't speak for Asia. I can't speak for other countries. But in the United States, the education system is just too rigid. I think if it was just a bit more open, okay, as loosely as I can define it, I think we would have maybe a different result, maybe, but I don't know. So, but on top of that, though, is that this guy, I hope when more word spread about this guy, I hope this teacher gets fired. I hope he never works around children. I personally do. And that's not to say because he's a guy. I'm saying this in general. If I find out, and it could be a female teacher, if I found out the female teacher was, doing that kind of content, I'm pulling my kid out of class. Because, I'm not going to, when it comes to teaching, that's probably the one profession that we're like, dude, like, I'm going to take you out. All right. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. And yeah, tell me what you guys think.